Good evening, everybody. It is Sunday night, and that means it is our night to run another session of Like Clockwork, the TTRPG actual play of Dungeons and Dragons that is set in the world of Galahus, which is the same world as the comic book I'm writing, College Wars Clockwork Circus. It's been a week since the last time we played. Ta-da! Sometimes we skip a week or two or seven. And before we get started tonight, a couple of things to announce. First off, I would like to send a shout out to our dear friend Randy, who is a cast member of Like Clockwork, currently on the away team. So once we're done with this story arc, we will return and follow their story arc. Randy and Colin, congratulations! They are now engaged.
Woo!
We just learned this on Facebook today, but wow, our love goes out to both of you, and yeah, amazing.
Good people.
I'm super happy for y'all. And with that, we're gonna just start moving it around the room, starting with Sin. How are you doing? What do you got going on?
I'm good. A little sad that I don't have a Roomba to name. I've been obsessively playing a game called Cassette Beasts. It's like Pokemon and Digimon, but with really retro music, and it's great.
Okay. Cassette Beasts. Are they like is there like a cassette theme to like their shapes or the types of beasts they are?
So you have cassettes that you can put stickers on, and there's like a sticker that never peels, which is the type of monster it is, and you transform into that creature, and then the different stickers you add give it different moves.
Okay.
And I am a spooky baby right now. Name a Can Devil.
Spooky baby.
Candy devil.
Spooky baby.
I call them all my babies.
Okay, well, Cassette Beast, everybody. Joey, hello, hi.
Hi, Danny. So as introductions to, my Roomba's name is Romeo, because he be roaming around my house a lot.
We'll be right back. We're going to break so I can fly to New Jersey and kick Joey's ass.
He's a protective Roomba. He has many googly eyes on him, like real life depictions of angels. But anyway, I haven't been playing anything cassette based, that's for sure. I've been just chilling. I haven't really done a lot of gaming this week. I've been doing gym and trying to get back into lifting heavy, and now my body hurts a lot. So that's kind of what Joey's been up to.
All right. Well, don't forget to rest and always skip leg day. Elizabeth, hello, hi.
Hello, hi. I have sorry, it's been a long 2 weeks and my brain is fried at this point, so words are really hard. I've been doing lots of editing. I got all of the Streamathon videos edited and on YouTube. So check that out. On our YouTube, all of the games are on there. The only thing that's not on there is the GM interviews that we did, and those will be up there this week. So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Lovely stuff. That's a lot going on. So there really just is no rest for the wicked.
Pretty much.
Yeah. That's well, with that, we'll go up to tonight. It's gonna be Alex. Alex before John.
Yeah. Oh, geez. I don't have lots of cool, interesting things. I took a more quiet approach to the weekend because I'm traveling next week for work. And apparently I was told that my wardrobe isn't cool enough to be like a speaker at a conference. Yes, my sister is the one who told me this. So I had to go shopping in real life, which I was like, man, I really hope this mall doesn't get shot up at, since that apparently is a thing. And the last time I went to that mall, we were on lockdown for 3 hours because of a shooting there.
Wow.
So I love America. It's so great. Anyway, I lived and I got stuff for the conference.
both bonuses in my book. Are it's not funny though. It's not. It's really not. John, hello, hi.
Hi, I was muted. I don't have a Roomba because I fear Skynet, and I'm not ready to pack bond with something that I can't see the eyes on. But if I had a Roomba, it would be named Jellybean. So in my personal life, I got a couple things going on. The first one is that Everything is Gay, Even the Straight Stuff, my pop culture podcast with my friend Magnus. We're doing horror movie musical month, and on Tuesday the episode that's going to be dropping is about Repo the Genetic Opera, and I talk about it in terms of where it fits in generational change to musical pop culture. Also, I do love Repo the Genetic Opera because I was like a proto goth in 2008. So it's a good time. I hope everybody enjoys it. Also, in my personal life, I am not a member of WGAW, Writers Guild of America West, but I am adjacent to the WGA as a writer. And if you have not heard about what's happening, most of your favorite TV shows are going to be going on hiatus, if they're not already, including Stranger Things, because the Writers Union is on strike. Adam Conover from Adam Ruins Everything is one of the negotiating people. So if you want to see kind of structure of it, the demands. Right now, this fight is a lot about residuals and writing in a world with streaming services. So last time we had a writer strike actually it was in 2007 was the last writer strike, I think, was before Netflix really took off. And so part of this battle is how writers get paid for shows that end up on streaming after the show has gone off the air. It's a really important battle, especially for people who love content. So I am a pro-union household, always and forever. So if you're curious about the writer strike and what it looks like to live the life of a writer, the union has been very open about that. So it's a really cool thing to look at. I hope the strike is resolved shortly and there's dignity for all involved. I appreciate that. Here at Rem Alternus.
Okay.
Coming up this Tuesday, we have Hellslayers returning, where the Space Marines are going to be doomed in some way, but we don't know yet, so you have to tune in on Tuesday for that. Also on Tuesday and Wednesday, you can tune in to the Shadowcasters Network YouTube for those things. And Friday morning, a new episode of Deadlands will drop on the Alternia archives, which is super cool. I would also like to add that if you are looking for a community of creatives to be your friends, to bounce ideas off of, to get involved in live streams or in podcasting, either in front of the camera or behind the scenes, we have plenty of stuff here going on at Rem Alternus, and many hands make light work. If you're looking to learn things like editing, like Isabits did, if you're looking to learn things like how to prepare stuff for Twitch overlays, if you're looking to just kind of hang out and learn all the different processes around being creative in the way that we are, come be part of the community. You can do it like just for friendship, but you can also do it with intentionality towards learning new skills, because we're super cool. And that's part of what Learn to Play came out of and what this game came out of. And we're here to help support you with your dreams as everyone supports me with mine, including my irrational fear of Roombas. So that's me. Hello, everyone. I'm Panabon. Hello. I'm going to be stealing stuff this episode, probably, so.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. And moving on to John's screen left, Thomas.
Hello. Hi, I'm Thomas. I'm here playing Flint and probably gonna beat someone up. At least I'll try. I don't have much going on outside of this right now, but I guess what I can do is explain the Roomba thing. Rem and I have a Roomba, and it's not named. Apparently, that's not okay. So that's what's happening here. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, Rem, you have to name the Roomba. That's
apparently, so that this doesn't happen again. Uh, but yeah, I just want to say thank you guys all for joining. Don't forget to check out on Thursdays that we are Danny.
That it's named.
On Thursdays, we are on Gen Con TV, so that's twitch.tv/GenCon TV, with a new season of Shadowrun 6th World Emerald Glitch. And so we've got all kinds of cool stuff happening there. Some new faces on our cast. So Tyler, who is new to the core community for REM, is running tech and playing a decker there. Christian, who runs his own professional DMing company, is playing, and Rachel is a new cast member as well. And you can see returning favorites like Chris and Amber. So it's going to be a ton of fun. Max is the GM. And let's see, in terms of stuff going on with me, I'll be at ACD Games Day in Madison, Wisconsin at the end of this month. So like 20 days or so, I'll be there. So it's not a fan con, it's a trade show for retailers and distributors, and well, ACD as the distributor, and publishers that ACD carries the product of and gives to, or not gives, sells to those retailers. So, but it's a good networking event from what I hear. Looking forward to it. And oh, and just so everyone knows too, my puppy, before he got real mad and stormed off, was napping on my lap with his head and paw on my mouse pad, and it was very cute. So I just wanted to share that with the world. I think that's it.
All right, that is it. Well then, if that's all we got going on in the world of announcements and what's going on with us, then let us go ahead and get into this game. It's about that time.
I'm real mad that timing worked.
The nick of time, Joey. The nick of time. All right.
Ooh, man, what we do.
So, when we last left off, Perunyia was heading to, or had already gone to, where the fight is going to take place at the Grand Assemblage. And Shayloon had given everybody marching orders of a sort, apparently to go get money, because Shayloon has suddenly become the most interested in money character of the group, just out of nowhere. No one really understands why. Except we do all understand why. She got a taste of the power, and now she must have more. But yeah, so everyone's got their marching orders for all intents and purposes, and with that, we will pick up first with everyone in the room kind of getting ready to head out. So has everybody, real quick before we move on, has everybody placed whatever they want to sell or get rid of into Le Party sheet so that Panabon and Drew can grab them all to make the sales?
Perunyia was not present, and she will not be contributing.
This is correct.
I gave what I had.
I tried to.
All right.
You're all ridiculous in context.
So, all right. With that, Panabon, you've grabbed all the stuff that was placed in to the center there. It's mostly a bunch of gems and jewels. And with Druzilla, you are going to head out and try to find a place to pawn all of these things off.
Or I'm just going to throw them at people until they give me enough money to go away. One of the two things is going to happen. Who knows?
If someone were actually to throw precious gemstones at me until, like, I paid them to go away, I would just wait. I would wait quite a while. But do just make sure you get as much money as you can for this black hair dye that somebody put into the pot.
Oh, I was going to use the black hair dye. I've always wondered what I'd look like as a brunette.
Yes. And that leaves in the room still Shayloon, Lex, and Rojelio. And Shayloon, I believe you are heading to the university to go check out more books.
Yes, I'm heading to the university. I gave Rojelio instructions that I can't remember. You wanted to come with me to say goodbye to Nugatsa, but I think we're doing that after the fights. And then Lex, I had said to go find the Sunstar to ask for Nazorum. Rojelio, do you want to come with me to pick up the last of the books that I need?
As much as I would love to, I am by contract, verbal contract, a manager of Perunyia's, and not showing up to their championship match on time does seem to be like a bad thing to do.
All right, I'll meet you there then. I plan on being there anyway, so.
Were you getting there on time?
I'm planning to.
Oh. Well, in that case, I can help you carry stuff. I thought this was a thing you were doing alternative to making it there on time.
No, I'm doing both.
Okay. Well, now Rojelio feels like he has to go because he offered to, but he also forgot that he doesn't want to talk about conjuration stuff, so he kind of messed himself up a little bit, but he'll go.
I mean, if Rojelio wants to come with me so I have, like, an example of the crystal, that would also work. That we need for the car.
Whatever you think. It's fine either way.
That does make sense.
I don't need help carrying the books because I've got that thing. Oh wait, no, I don't, because I just spent all of my spell slots on. Although it's a ritual. Do rituals take spell slots?
Rituals do not take spell slots; they just take time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, then yeah, let's do that. I can carry the stuff on my circle thing that floats.
Shayloon comes up with the best names for spells.
I called myself Lampira, people. Why are we surprised?
Okay.
I believe the camel was also named Lampira after you.
After or before?
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
Yes. All right. So, with that, wait. So, is Rojelio going with Lex then now, or
it makes the most sense? Absolutely.
Okay. So you head out, and Shayloon, you head directly to the university first, by way of SkyTrain, and then heading off into the university grounds. As you go into the library, which school are you heading into? Which school of magic are you trying to?
Yes. So basically, my plan up through this point was the previous days I've been collecting the curriculum from year 1, then year 2, then year 3, then year 4. So like I'm trying to just get the books that I haven't touched yet in terms of that curriculum.
For what? I mean, there's several different programs that there are year 1s, year 2s, year 3s, and years 4s for.
Yes, all of them.
I mean, you haven't been into all the rooms yet, but
well then let's plan for the one I have, or one of the ones I haven't been in yet. Let's go there first.
All right, so you've done divination and you've done what?
Abjuration, I think.
I think abjuration and the other side, because you decided not to go into necromancy.
Nope.
You sent Rojelio into conjuration.
Yep.
And transmutation, I think, right? Like transmutation.
No, I think it was just conjuration.
I only failed at one subject.
You were going to go to transmutation now that you were done with conjuration, but you actually haven't had a chance to. As I recall. Okay, so you've done divination, illusion, and abjuration, which leaves in the West Wing enchantment, evocation, and necromancy.
Let's do enchantment.
Okay. Yeah, so you enter into that side of the library. Librarian looks up. It's in the daytime. No one's really too concerned about what you are up to. You've kind of just become a sort of known quantity at this point. And you enter right in. How long are you going to spend gathering the information? So,
well, I'd imagine that I would be asking for the book list of the curriculum and then going and picking everything out. And how long would that take?
Well, so the library and the book list, the curriculum list are not necessarily the same things. Don't necessarily have the same books in there. So if you are just trying to find as much as you can that like matches the curriculum, give me an Arcana check.
Okay, skills.
You're pretty good at this anyway, so.
Damn.
Okay. Given what you think you know about when the fight's gonna start, you do think that you have managed enough time to get also into the evocation room.
Okay. Let's get
But the question is are you going to be taking all these books with you to the fight, or are you planning to drop them off at the hotel first?
I am gonna go to the hotel first.
Okay.
I understand at this point I will run late to the fight.
Give me an Arcana check. This is in the evocation room. Okay. So yeah, you go through and are looking for a variety of works and books and treatises, treatori. Anyway, and eventually get everything cast and placed on your floating circular disc of carrying stuff. And make your way back to the hotel. And you are
well, wait. If I'm gonna be late anyway, I might as well check
Oh,
any
you don't
remaining
know.
sections.
You don't know that you're going to be late. You think you're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you think you're good. As you head back to the hotel to drop everything off. And for Rojelio and Lex, as you are heading, I guess, into the Silver Yard to talk to the Sunstar. That's where you're going? Okay.
Correct.
As you arrive, you enter, and the receptionist looks up, and she just immediately kind of stands. Oh, if you're here for the Sunstar is not in today.
That's fine. Can we just pick up supplies that we were promised?
Make a deception check.
Okay. Do.
And keep in mind that not that you probably don't need it in this hand, but keep in mind you do have also a freebie inspiration up here.
Mm-hmm.
She looks down at her desk. Oh, you were supposed to pick up supplies. No one wrote anything down. And she just kind of looks back at you and then looks to the door, and then she's like, "You know where you're going, right?"
I look at Rogelio. Yes. Could you refresh? I don't remember where the room is.
Which room?
To grab our stuff. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, we were promised stuff. Like a crystal.
They didn't leave a note.
Maybe they left a note, but it got stuck in your poetry. I don't know.
I don't think so. And then she turns to her poetry and starts like going through the book to see if like there's a note in there. And now you're just standing awkwardly, like watching her as she goes through.
Can I just lean down to Lex real quick and whisper, be like, what stuff are we supposed to be picking up? It's crazy we didn't talk about this on the walk here.
The crystal that Jalen wants, Lampira.
The Nazores, which is used to
They have one of those here just to take.
Well, no.
They might. You don't know until you try.
So they do. So this is a R&D facility, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they do have they have this massive floor where lots of different people were working on different projects, and they did have like Mazores, the stone. They were doing like experimentation and stuff with it. So there is like definitely on the floor, there's some place where they've got some of that. Now, the intention of this trip was to go and ask the Sunstar if they had any to spare. But now that the Sunstar is not here.
So he must have some to spare. It's all making sense now.
Like Lex has just kind of said, "Oh well, we're just here to pick it up," but now nobody knows where to go get it.
You know what? I think I actually do remember where it's supposed to be. Is there like a very clear, obvious, like this is the way to the back type of door somewhere?
Well, yeah, like she's right at the end, so you could just go into the door past, and that first level is like the whole floor is on the other side of that door, pretty much.
Gotcha. Okay, that's.
While we go there, then is there a place for me to like duck behind, or can I duck behind Rogelio?
There's all manner of places for you to find a little corner. There are there's also
really
the bathroom.
Robot.
There's always the bathroom too. Yeah.
I would like to find a spot then and change into the Sunstar.
Now that's interesting. That's really interesting.
The person who's supposed to be out today.
Okay, I just want everyone witnessing this to remember Panabot has nothing to do with this idea. This Panabot has had no influence on this happening. Not Panabot. Just remember this for later. Not Panabot.
You cannot change into the Sunstar because you have technically never seen the Sunstar.
Can I change into one of his assistants?
You absolutely can change into one of his assistants. Which of his assistants would you like to change into?
I'm so bad at names. I'm so sorry. I forget her name. She was a lot more stern. That is what Lex has in his notes.
The one's off today.
You wrote notes and you put some descriptors, but you didn't actually put like
I
the
wrote
name.
what Lex remembers. I write in character notes, not Sin notes.
Is this the receptionist that writes poetry?
No, this is so the Sunstar has two assistants. One's Kong, the guy. The other one is Jekyll. So Jekyll is who I guess you're changing into.
Yes, I now have her name for Lex.
Yes. Yeah, you could definitely change into her because you have definitely seen her. So now you are Jekyll and Rojelio. And as you enter the R&D floor, it's very busy. There's lots of people moving around, hustling about, lots of different projects being worked on. And you recall from your previous sort of pseudo tour as you were like first led up here, that there was a section in sort of the northeastern corner of the floor where they were working on projects requiring Nozoras.
Oh. I was just gonna cheat. I went back with the intention of going back there and trying to use one of the spells that I was practicing since we used that machine to read the crystal in my chest. And just see if there's any within like 1,000 feet and just walk in that direction.
I mean, we can do that first. I have no idea what we're actually.
Neither did I. I just
science things.
That was the first thought I had to find it.
Okay.
What's your name, by the way?
Jingle.
Okay.
But if we'll go get it, and then if anyone stops us, I'll step in. I'll just walk behind you like you're supposed to be here.
Should I just keep going, like in case? Okay. Okay.
All right. So you move out, and you eventually come to a couple of individuals who are standing in front of a podium of sorts, and in front of them, under a glass, like a glass cover, is you see a Nozores stone, the sort of blue purple stone there that is glowing with its own light, and it is held between two prongs that extend out and aren't quite touching it. It seems to be levitating between them, and they are looks like they're running some sort of power through the device as you see like energy is arcing out of it, and they seem to be trying to get some readings of some sort off of a machine that has several light indicators that sort of flash up and down. And they are very intent on this and don't really notice you walking up.
I was told to just keep walking, so I'm gonna keep walking.
I'm just gonna stand there and like clear my throat, like.
They both kind of stop and turn. Oh, Miss Young. Yes. Hello. What can we do for you? Uh,
I trust that the research is going well.
Absolutely, it is. We're getting some very interesting readings off the Azores, depending on the type of energy that we are running through, voltage, amperage, etc. And we've even been able to hook up other sorts of we've run some arcane power as well through it, and it reacts differently depending on what is said, as Mattingly presumed it would. The other fellow just kind of nods with a big stupid grin on his face.
That's good job. Do you know where we keep the spares or the extra?
Um, the spare Nazorus stones.
Yes.
I mean, we have the locker right here.
Well, the Sunstar has requested a few extra for some of our research guests.
Ooh, okay. Um, Give me a deception. You can roll with advantage.
Okay.
Right. Hopefully this doesn't cut into our timetables, but it is the Sunstar's um, prerogative, absolutely. And with that, the one identified as Mattingly goes over to a small locker, opens it up, and inside are several small stones, the same type that they've got in the contraption.
I try to wave Rojelio over as gracefully and in character as I can.
Rogelio gracefully approaches.
Oh,
Here are your crystals. And I look expectantly over at the researchers to hand them over to Rojelio.
I just put a hand out. Maybe two if they look like they're grabbing a lot.
so Mattingly hands you one and then kind of looks over at Jake Kill Lex and then takes another one and passes it over and then looks over and then
that should be enough.
Oh, okay. All right. Excellent. Well, be mindful of those. But I'm sure you and he looks at in the center of Rogelio's chest where there's the you can kind of see just kind of make out the core there that he has. But I don't. I probably know exactly how to make use of that stone. Yeah. Well, if that is all, I believe that we should get back to our research, Ms. Yoon, and uh, have a great day.
Keep up the work. And then I walk away with Rogelio.
Thank you very much. And out we go.
Just the work. Just keep up the work.
Yeah.
Not the good work. No, just keep up the work.
Listen, they gotta strive for better, okay?
Yeah.
If I say good, you're doing your job. I'm sorry. Was there a breakthrough? No.
You're actually down 2 crystals. I mean,
So really.
you obviously ought to do better.
All right. So you have these 2 stones now as you make your way out.
Before we get out to the front, I want to change back into Lex at some point when we find another place to duck in.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and just get a stealth check from you.
Do I have to?
Yeah.
Oh.
I keep walking, by the
Sin,
way.
you have a nat 20 by Hello Operator.
I don't want to use it because it's from Hello Operator.
Don't you have an inspiration though?
This isn't like one of your stickers that you don't use for 2 years, Sin. You
Can I use
use
my
it.
inspiration instead, Danny?
You absolutely can. So roll it again. So much better.
Technically, it's better.
It was
All right.
wasted, Hello Operator. Wasted.
Oh, Operator's 20 is gonna sit there because he's rubbing it in my face. I can't play my cassette game.
So about that, that was really good. Well done. You don't think that anyone noticed you making that change as you make your way out of the location. Good
Danny,
job.
out of curiosity, do the stones, like, in comparison to the size of the stone that, like, was running the car that I was, like, running around in, is that, like, the same size? Or are they, like, bigger or smaller?
These are bigger.
Okay, so we got more gas.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, much more gas.
Gassed up.
All right.
Riley, what were you gonna tell me about the car thing before, the ground ship before?
Oh yeah, no, I completely forgot about that because heist mode. I can show you because we're going to the fight now, correct?
Yeah, but isn't the ship not at the fight?
It doesn't. Yeah, no. It doesn't have to be at the fight. Actually, just thinking smartly, I will show you later because there's no smart way to show you right now. But it's just something I wanted to show you about the show. Well, back at the hotel, I'll show you.
Okay. And then Lex keeps walking.
And are you heading directly to the fight at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way,
on time.
what's our story for how we came across these crystals? In case anybody from that organization asks later on.
The Sun Star loaned them to us.
Okay. Sure.
I've been in
Legit.
with him, don't worry.
All right.
Okay.
And so with that, you make your way to the fight. And you arrive in plenty of time as you make your way inside. You don't see Shayloon, but you do notice Flint in the crowd, who has arrived with his handler. And they are prepping for the first fight. And meanwhile, in the back there, Phoebe is with Perunyia, and she's just kind of, I'm sure they're going to be here any moment. This is the main, this is like the championship fight. Why would they not be here?
Phoebe, it's okay. I know my friends, and while they are wonderful people, they're not the best with time.
We're right here.
I'm not your friend. I'm your manager.
Well, I mean, sure, but they're definitely going to be here. But in the meantime, I think it's time to we're gonna. And then as she's saying that, you do hear the announcer from the front. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. As you all well know, the week has been full of battles as several contestants, the best fighters from the nations of Ireland, have been attempting to reach this spot. And today we have 3 contenders remaining. We have 2 undefeated fighters who will be entering the ring shortly, and 1 additional fighter who still has a chance to take the championship. But first, we would like to introduce the fighters from Edevund and from Mailbed. I'm probably wrong. I probably just forgot exactly that where Vivian is what city she's actually from.
Castinator.
Or what nation she represents. I'm just double checking really quick before I get any further. So much information.
Is all that information available on the World Anvil page about Kyle Lopez, Danny?
I try to make it be. I definitely do try to make it be available.
So fans of Like Clockwork and Collinsworth Clockwork Circus should considering check out in World Anvil, is what I'm hearing, if they haven't already.
Yes, it is definitely there. There's definitely a lot of stuff there that people can look at. No, she is from Emmeline, which is not Mailbed. So the fighter from they announced first, the fighter from Edivland, the Dragonborn Zane the Rock Johnson. And there is it's a heavy applause, but it is a polite applause. There's not a lot of yelling that goes along with it, as you are announced and make your way to the ring in the center.
I'd like to say that the Flint is being loud, clapping, and yeah.
Thank you, Flint. Appreciate that.
Good job,
and
Flint.
Perunyia runs up with a ton of energy too. The crowd might not be into it yet, but she does do some fun springy handstands on her way, just to get the crowd a little bit more interested.
Yeah, the crowd is there's not a lack of interest from the crowd. The crowd is quite interested. They're just quite they're just reserved. They're a reserved crowd, if you will.
We are in a courthouse. I mean, that might have something to do with it.
So, and then the announcer continues, and our returning champion from last year, hailing from Emmeline, and the lead combat trainer for our armed forces, please welcome Colonel Vivian Tarhel. And the same very it's vigorous, it's loud, but it's polite. It's a polite audience cheering as Vivian Tarhel walks forward. And there is a moment where he allows the crowd to just kind of like let their applause die down. It is not hard to pick out Rojelio and Lex in the crowd. It just is not. And so you do note that at least some of your friends have arrived. The rest of your friends, you can probably give the benefit of the doubt because they're little and could just be like in the crowd and you can't see them. But
hey, my stats give me just all the way up for the audience. So do I need them? Come on now.
Yes. And so with that, you prepare for your match against Vivian Tarhel. And as you square up on either side, you are kind of working the crowd as you do. She is just kind of standing shoulder width stance, even, just kind of loose. Her shoulders are loose, just waiting apparently for the bell to ring. Hello, Neon Lights Roleplay. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the raid. That is a lovely. All right, so with that, the bell does ring, and it is your opportunity to get into your first part of this battle with Vivian. Go ahead and give me your fighting athletics check. Let me make sure that you got your proper boost.
Yeah, this has been a couple weeks since we last rolled this, Danny.
Yep.
You'll have to
All right.
remind me, what do I have to, is it the unarmed combat that I'm doing?
No, you are rolling your athletics, and I've
Got it.
given you your benefit, so you
Thank you
have
very much.
the bonus.
Okay, so as Perunyia gets ready she enters the with the sound of the bell, um quickly. She's moving fast on the balls of her feet, a lot of shifting motions, trying to get a sense and a read on Vivian's body motions to find out if she's going to signal, especially because she saw one of Vivian's other fights, a really quick blow, or one of those things where they feint to the right and actually go to the left. And so she's gonna watch, track with the eyes, and let's see how she does.
That's pretty good.
All right, so you roll and then we'll see how successful this is. Danny, do you want me to say what I would like to do first, or do we want to let the dice tell this story?
Yeah, go ahead and say what you'd like to do. She is, as you are moving about, she is just maintaining facing you. She is kind of crouched forward. She's got her hands out in like a grappler's stance, ready to kind of like try to catch anything that you anything that you might be trying to do. So, what is it that you'd like to do?
So what I noticed about Vivian is that she's very, very good. And obviously she became the head trainer in this country for a reason, for the military. And what I noticed is that she really picks apart her opponent's motions and acts maybe even a little bit defensively. And so what I actually want to do is surprise her. So I think what she might be expecting is for me to kind of go with it, especially as I'm bobbing and weaving, to wait for her to do something. And I'm actually going to step in a surprisingly quick motion, get around back with her, and do a spinning kidney shot kick.
Okay. Let's see how well that works. That is not the roll I was trying to make. I just rolled a d20, not her actual thing.
That would have been better for me, but you know.
7 + 11. Okay, so I just did the math in my head. She rolls into it and attempts to grab your leg as you are trying to do this kick. You just manage to squeak that kick in past her defenses, and kind of shove her back with that kick, and actually manage to get that first point. She nods as the point is called and kind of takes a few steps back, just kind of loose around the neck, and then she prepares and squares up for the next round. And you have the advantage point right now. So point for you. Best 3 out of 5. So she's still content to let you sort of drive the engagement. So what do you do on this next round?
Yeah, so I mean, Perunyia barely got that in, and part of that was because of quickness, really, and the fact she didn't see it coming. And Perunyia knows that she's not likely to get another shot off like that, and that she needs to change tactics. And so instead of going in with a kick this time, she would like to go in for a grab and tackle to take her down to the ground. Let's see how well she's managed to throw her. Ooh, probably not gonna do it. But so she goes in low with the intent to wrap her foot around her ankle and to push her down to the ground.
Okay. This maneuver catches her by surprise. She doesn't quite expect it, but she's really fast. And so she actually manages with all of that to kind of reverse her stance. And as you are kind of coming in on that tackle, she manages to, she like jumps away like people do, where they kind of jump away with their waist back, but their body forward, and then just kind of pushes you down from your back and just kind of pushes you into the floor of the ring. And the point goes to Vivian.
I'm annoyed. In real life, that's one of my favorite moves that she just did. Well, you know, that's what happens when you fight the best trainer in the country. All right, that's all right. Perunyia gets up, jumps up, shakes it off, and continues to bob and wing around the ring. And nods to her as in, yep, yeah, that was fair. You caught me.
So with it being evened up, Vivian, she also sort of changes her stance a little bit, putting her left foot forward, just slightly, which kind of brings her, of course, that same shoulder forward a little bit, and she is going to, as soon as that bell rings, she actually takes 2 quick steps forward and tries to just kind of lash out with a very quick side kick with her forward leg. So I'll roll first. Yeah, and with that, she kind of jumps forward, and you figured that she was going to change things up on when she changed her stance a little bit, but you didn't think she was necessarily going to go on the offensive. And so it catches you a little bit by surprise, and she is very fast and manages to score a strike with a scoring kick right to your left, your right side, as just before you can get your arm down there, and the point gets scored to her. As you return to either side, there's a polite clapping from all around. It's a very polite crowd.
All right. Checking my benefits in full disclosure because I do not feel very confident, and neither does Perunyia as she shakes it off and turns and also switches her feet to mimic more the stance that Vivian has gotten into. And like thinking through what she's gone through in terms of her fighting style, it's still been very reactive except for the kick. So she's gonna go in and try to switch it up and change speeds this time. And feint to 1-2 punch to the head, but doing a side kick below as kind of a 3-in-1 action.
Oh, very nice. Let's see if I can beat a 34. It is possible for me to beat a 34. I am going to use a point of, I'm going to use a copper gift that has been sitting in my queue for many, many a day. There we go. It is enough. As you come in with the 1-2, she manages to first duck under that. And then with that, you almost catch her with the kick. And she, at the last second, just kind of jumps and spins through, kind of weaving through the entirety of your flurry. And then as she lands, she spins completely and lashes out with that leg and catches you in a foot sweep, knocking you off your feet. You have inspiration from... Wait! You can't be...
I can't roll better than a nat 20, Danny. So if that doesn't do it for this particular action.
Yes, for this round, no. Do you not see her rolls? The rolls that I'm making?
I do not. No.
Yeah, you keep hiding your rolls from us, Danny.
No, these are. There's rolls that are like, if they're in the tower, they're supposed to be hidden, as like if you saw that one roll that's in like the chat where I
saw that one.
So that's like a tower roll, but what should be happening is you should be seeing these. No. Let me change that.
Sounds rigged. I don't know. Start from the top.
Show GM rolls on. Show results. Show results. Client. Show. I am confused. Oh, is this why?
I
Let me
mean,
do
you
it.
could
Let
just
me
tell us
do it.
what you rolled, Danny. Like, I'll mostly believe you.
Well, she rolled an 18 to beat you with a 36.
Okay, I don't feel as bad as I did before.
Yeah, no, this is very much a winnable, unlikely, but a winnable fight. So let me just make sure that this actually shows up now, because it should be. Yeah, okay, I see why. It's because I have her in the tracker, in the combat tracker, but I had her as I didn't have like set her to shown in the combat tracker, so it was hiding her rolls. Anyway, okay, good. All right. So as you square up for the fourth round, it is 2 and 1.
It is 2 and 1. And Perunya's like, wow, she's good. Because with the speed that she evaded that kick on the spin that she did, is not something Perunya's seen at that kind of like last split second. I mean, like it's a hair away, and she got out of that one. So we're going to Perunyia regroups by, doing the circling motion as one does in an arena when they're trying to recalculate what you need to do to get this opponent off their feet. And so Perunyia is deciding to continue with the same track of evading and misdirection, because that's the only thing that's worked thus far. But she knows she can't do the same thing as she's done before. And so she's going to, instead of circling, go in quickly. And as she goes in, she's actually going to go to the right. And as she steps past her, she's looking for a motion with a side kick to the back of her knee. Which technically is going to be injuring, but it has to hit first, which it hasn't landed yet. So Perunyia doesn't feel bad at this, what would normally be a not great move to do in our arena.
Also, even if you do hit, she probably will like at least twist out of the way enough not to like be injured, right?
Yeah, like it's deadly, but not deadly for her, because she's really good. So that's why Perunyia doesn't feel bad about this.
All right.
And I would like to switch that out for my nat 20, as been gifted by Mama Bird 15.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, this is going to be a straight roll. Let's see what happens. Okay. With your nat 20, you do manage to beat her by 5.
Whoa, it's close.
And score that next point. She does manage to twist out of the way enough to not take an injury from that, as she kind of spins around to kind of accept that, and then she kind of flips back and steps a little ways away. She's got a little bead of sweat kind of coming right down just off center on her forehead. That's like really beaded up. She's got a sheen. She's definitely like, between the two of you, this is a workout for both of you, but it is even up 2 and 2, and it is a best of 5 points. And so it is going to come down for this match to this round.
I don't know if Dragonborn sweat in this universe, Danny. So I don't know if I have a sheen or if I just look hot.
I don't know. Do they sweat?
I feel like this kind of came up last week too, when Sin was like sweating.
Sweaty and gross, yeah.
But Sin's not a real Dragonborn, so I don't know.
Yeah, that was confusing. I agreed, yeah. I would love to not sweat, but I also don't want to not be able to regulate my body temperature. So I'm going to go with Dragonborn do sweat in this universe.
Sure, they sweat.
Also, I think I would look cool slightly glistening because of scales. So I'm going to go with that.
Cooler, a little slightly glistening on the scales rather than like walking around with your mouth like wide open, trying to like
Yes.
evacuate heat that way.
Have like those flaps that opens on the side to regulate temperature and
like doing it like a bird. You ever see birds on a hot day? They're just running around with their mouths just like. Anyway, all right. So yeah, you sweat. That makes sense to me. You're warm-blooded, and you've got there's points where your scales meet, and that in this cornice.
Also, dragonborns don't lay eggs. Oh wait, we do lay eggs. Shoot. Well, dragons lay eggs. We'll come back to this. We're coming back to this because we got to fight to finish.
All right.
Perunyia's going to she's gone on the offensive the most. And that has been for a strategic reason because she knows Vivian is a strategic fighter and she takes her time. She learns her opponent's moves and she will time it really well. So by going on the offensive, Perunyia is trying to take away that advantage to her. So Vivian is, in Perunyia's opinion, frankly, probably better than Perunyia is. And that's okay, but it does mean that I need to strike first, as Han did, shoot first, especially when you're a little bit outclassed. So Perunyia will take that same strategy this time. And this time, instead of the sliding pass motion, she's actually going to look like she's coming in for a feint. And so she starts going to the side again, but instead squares up straight away. But instead of coming in with, 2 double punches, she actually comes in with a ridge hand to the forehead and block in the middle to the sternum at the same time. Oh, don't need to use a nat 20.
Wow, look at that. You rolled 2 nat 20s in this round and you
The
used
universe
one.
wants this, Daddy.
It does. It really does. The universe absolutely wanted this. You managed to do the feint. She does kind of fall for it a little bit. She manages to twist to then intercept your other attack, but just a little late, just enough for you to get it in and score that point. There is a sort of an outcry from among the crowd as sort of like bad call kind of outcry, but then like there's a couple of like sort of barked somebody out in the crowd like kind of like barks. You don't make out the words, but it is definitely enough for it stops that like immediately, and then the two of you kind of stand, and she just kind of gives you a nod, and the announcer comes out. Whoa, that was amazing, folks! Definitely unexpected. As Vivian makes her way towards the back, and you can see Phoebe at the side of the ring, kind of like pointing for you to go as well, like your way.
Wave to Vivian, and if we were not able to exchange hands, send a bow her way before turning back to my corner, and to Phoebe, who I can just guess is looking very excited. I'm hoping.
She is. She's excited, and she's just kind of telling you like to make your way to the back out of the ring. As things kind of as there's a big murmur through the crowd, and the announcer announces that the next fight is going to be taking place in just a few moments, as we go into our 10-minute break. Welcome back. In an amazing turn, Perunyia managed to squeak out a victory against Vivian Tarhel by getting a nat 20 and then using also a nat 20 provided by Mama Bird. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that a whole lot. Yep. Every DM likes their star NPCs to just get smacked around by the players. It's always a good time. It's a good thing I am actually not super attached to my NPCs because I've been a DM long enough to know better. All right. Look, I made this overpower. Oh, you somehow still managed to destroy it. Yes.
Danny, if it helps, we did almost die against the guy with the flaming sword, and then we were almost electrocuted to death by the light post around the evil thing in the last city we were in. So you did almost murder us. So it's fine, really. It's all gravy.
Almost.
Danny's just learned never to slow clap around me.
No. If a guy's gonna slow clap, he's gonna slow clap. That's what he's gonna do. He doesn't know. He doesn't know that you're just gonna turn around and smash him in the face with magic. One day it's gonna be your friend.
Oh no! I'll be like, sorry, that's a trigger for me. You cannot slow clap around me, everyone.
So that has to be one of the 5,000 rules for living that I've given Rojelio.
All right. So with that, Flint, you are called out to the ring as the announcer says, well, unfortunately for our previous contestants, they don't get a chance to rest as we are moving right along into the next match. The loser of this match is out of the tournament. The winner will continue on to fight Zane Johnson, apparently, from Edavund, for the championship. And with that, we recall we have Flint, Corbeck, and Vivian Tarhel. Please return to the ring. There is some polite applause once again as Flint makes his way out and Vivian returns. Clement, as you are leaving, he's like, she's not unbeatable. You could totally win this. As you,
I'll try. I'd like to take another crack at Zane. Yeah.
At Zane.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. A reminder, Flint, that you do have a copper gift still available from Teslin once upon a time. All right.
Elizabeth just gave a gold one as well.
Ooh.
For Flint. Everybody wants to see Flint and Perunyia fight.
A reminder to you, Danny, that I do not have access to my fantasy ground, so you're gonna have to roll for the both of us, which is gonna be a little.
If you want,
I have access to yours.
If you want to roll a d20 right there at your table, you can do that.
I'm a very, very bad gamer because I packed all my dice already. Because we're moving.
You are a bad gamer.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
I think you should do it. I don't like Danny rolling for both. That gives me
I don't like that.
Yeah, Sarah can do it for me.
All right, Sarah.
I would also offer maybe I know if Isabeth and I are getting to anything today because I don't know how long we're gonna go, but maybe Isabeth could roll too.
Well, I have access to his character sheet.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well, I mean, anyone has access to it in the fantasy grounds right now.
Oh.
Because I've cleared it.
Well,
I've cleared it for you. So,
whoever wants to roll, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, whoever wants to roll, go ahead and open up the characters on the right-hand side and pick Flint.
All right, I've got Flint open. I'm hoping to do my husband proud.
Thank you.
So the skill you'll be using is athletics.
Okay.
All right. As the round begins and Vivian is kind of sizing Flint up.
Flint is doing the same a little bit. He's been watching the other fights, so she's strong on the defensive, but that's also a little bit of what he does. So he's being careful. and I think at some point he's gonna get tired of it and try and go into grapple her and throw her to the ground.
All right. I'm going to add a couple of copper gifts to Flint from just one more. From Yield Eggheaded Games.
Woo!
Thank you.
I'm just gonna write Egghead. Okay, go ahead and make that first roll then as I roll a response. 17. Pretty good. Pretty good. That is a tie.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Roll again.
I guess they're in this kind of grapple mode where they're like trying to push each other to the side and take the other one off balance. Oof. I'm gonna use one of those copper gif on that if I can.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Oof, tabarnak.
Yeah, plus 18 hurts, doesn't it?
It does. It's twice my bonus. Can you roll again, honey, for my copper gif?
Oh, I did.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I see it delayed on the stream. That's why I was.
Got you.
Right.
The first roll is a 13. Second one is a 23.
So as you kind of lock in, she tries to take sort of she tries to kind of spin you around a little bit and gain sort of a grappling advantage. You manage to hold her off on that, and then in a surprise move, she actually like just reverses her energy and momentum and actually manages to sort of bring you down and put you into a lock that she just stops once she has it. She doesn't actually apply any pressure to cause pain or anything, but it is scored on her end. So
he gets back up and nods to her and goes back to his position.
All right. So in the second round, wait, hold on a second. Let me double check something real quick. Got that. I had thought. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. Yep, it's right. Okay, so go ahead and she actually is going to kind of come in with a couple of rapid strikes, kind of bringing her arms just kind of out to the side and then just kind of coming in and trying to work through and past your guard. Go ahead and give us a roll there, Sarah. You have a 21 total.
That's we're gonna use another copper on that. That's not enough when yeah.
I'm sorry, honey.
That's okay. Not your fault. The dice.
All right, that's a little better. 15 gets you 24 as she comes in. I apologize for rolling a nat.
That's yeah. He was trying to find the weaker punch that was gonna come to grab onto her arm and initiate grapple, but she was too fast. He missed it, and he took the punch straight in the face and flattened on his back.
Yeah, and like even like a couple of people that kind of like whoa.
Then he gets back up and pushes his nose back in the somewhat right position, spits a little bit of blood, nods again, and lifts his hands.
At about this time, Shay, is when you arrive, rushing into the building, hoping that you haven't missed everything, and arrive just in time to see Flint get flattened by this lady. Give me an intelligence check real quick. Just straight up from Shay.
Shay? Okay.
Yeah. from your recollection, you expected that Flint's fight was going to be against Perunyia because Vivian was supposed to be like super good, and Perunyia wasn't sure she was going to be able to beat her. And so this is a nice surprise.
Yay!
Kind of. It lets you know that Perunyia must have won her first match.
So like in this space in the as like the din of the area is going, and you have like that like the tension is climbing, and then everyone hears the ooh, and it gets quiet for just a half a second. You hear this tiny voice in the background go, "Yay, Perunyia!"
It's not even in the fight right now. Okay. All right. As we get into round 3.
Roll.
You do have a 20 from Isabeth.
Yeah, I guess I'll roll first just in case I can like think that I could spare it if I roll my own. If not, I will use it when.
All right, go ahead and roll for that.
No.
Oof, that is literally her bonus.
All right, so I will use the nat 20 on this one. Which
So 29. 29 is what we gotta beat.
Flint.
It goes. How do you score this point?
How does she go about it? Is she still going on the fast offensive flurry of blows?
She is. She's coming through with like a power knee, and then she's going to, if you kind of move out of that, she's gonna like do like a spinning elbow, back elbow.
All right, yeah, he's gonna move out of the way, and then when she spins around, he's gonna block the elbow, and then just nail her straight and like the middle of the back, like in the stomach from behind, and then kick her feet off from under her, just to make sure that the point is in and she's down.
All right. So with that, you manage to get a score and not get a complete blowout.
Yeah.
All right. As we come in for the... Hey, I have nat 20s too, just so y'all know.
I don't like that.
So...
You need it with a plus 18, though. Come on.
I'm just saying, if everyone's just going to give everybody nat 20s for the whole rest of this fight, I'm going to use mine. But, because I can use them now, or I can use them when you're fighting the giant beast of...
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, all right. So, no, I'm not really threatening. I want to get nat 20s to people. Dude, go for it. But let's go and get into this next round.
All right.
That's pretty good roll.
Nice.
So she's a little off balance from the last round, unexpected, and she kind of comes in a little bit overbearingly. When you are, you know, everyone can kind of get put into this zone of sort of self-toxicity, and that's kind of where she's at. Go ahead and explain how you scored this point.
I guess she's while she's like over swinging and stuff, he ducks and weaves and blocks to let her overexert herself for a minute, and at some point is when he managed to do what he wanted to do earlier, which is grab the arm, put his leg behind her legs, and just judo throw her to the ground, and just hold her there, lift the hand to prepare a strike, but it's not needed at that point. So
yeah, no, you get that scored, and then you separate out. She kind of closes her eyes and takes a deep breath as we move into the last round. Give us that roll.
I need to blow on the dice. Hold on.
Wow. It's unfortunate.
I love you, honey.
What's even happening
Yeah.
in this place on this day? What's even
So
happening?
close. I love that it is so close, though.
So close. All right. So for rolling the nat 20, I am giving you an inspiration that you can use later
Okay.
at some point if when Flint comes back in. Perunyia, I didn't give you. You also have an inspiration from the nat 20s you rolled previously. So that's free inspirations. As you come in, trying to just like that like faint hope, like I could do this. As you move in, you actually she kind of steps. She doesn't approach you right away. She's kind of moving even. You can tell from her breathing that she's like very much trying to control her breathing and make sure that she is even and like kind of got a rhythm going. And as you kind of come in with a few strikes, she really steps back away from them, just kind of pushing them out of the way, trying to regain her center, if you will. So you've got her like worried, and then you come in with just like a rush of some sort, trying to just maybe like tackle her and just overbear her. And she manages just in the nick of time to like step away into the side and then kind of bend down and kind of grab you around your waist and allow your own momentum to like run yourself right out of the ring. And then you kind of just roll, you kind of bring yourself into a shoulder roll so that you don't just like face plant into the stone there. But because you were out of the ring, that point does go to Vivian, which gives her the match at a very close 3-2.
Right, he gets back up from beside the ring and like kind of punches the side, but he's still like somewhat smiling because that was a very good fight. He climbs back on and goes in for the handshake and the end of battle ceremony or whatever.
Yeah, she does shake your hand, and as you're shaking, there's like a everything's loud, and she says, she kind of says quietly, but you can hear. She says, and you normally battle with devices, yes?
He nods. Yep, and the gears on his armor goes like it makes some sounds and stuff, but not for competition. Wouldn't be.
Not for this kind of competition.
No.
Normally Flint's just kind of a pit fighter where anything goes.
Yeah, exactly.
She nods. That's quite impressive. Quite impressive indeed. Flint, how do you say that? Corbec?
Corbec.
Are you staying in Castanede for any amount of time after this?
I'm planning to, yes.
And with that, she shakes your hand and then moves out.
Quit hitting on my husband.
In the back, Phoebe is like, "Oh my goodness! Oh, I thought Flint was going to win that, but Vivian pulled it out at the end. So you're going to be fighting her again, and maybe two times. Hopefully just one time. If you win, you only have to fight her one time, but maybe two times because she has to beat you twice.
Yes, I know, Phoebe. Yes, I've done the math.
So this is so exciting. You could win this.
Okay. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. One match at a time.
As an aside, as a dungeon master, like that makes me feel a little bad because I'm like, on the one hand, like trying to give you this hope, but on the other hand, I'm going to try to like smash it. Anyway.
I know. It's okay.
All right. And with that, you are called back out as the announcer says, well, it is time for the third match. Nobody thought that we would be seeing Vivian Tarhel come in as the underdog, but that's how it goes. And once again, introducing from Edivund, Zane the Rock Johnson. As you return to the ring.
I have to be honest, I feel kind of bad for Vivian. Like, can someone like give her like 5 minutes or something?
No.
Get like a drink of Gatorade or something? Jesus.
She gotta fight.
Disadvantage,
right.
disadvantage, disadvantage, disadvantage,
I'm just saying
disadvantage.
it's a lot for one body.
It is. It is. All right. So as you make your way out, Vivian is standing there. She's she nods. Very well done. You are a powerful fighter, Miss Johnson.
Same, Colonel Tarhel.
And
emphasis on the Colonel. And Perunyia is gonna step back into her corner, and she's just gonna center herself, and just remind herself at the end of the day, she is just already pleased with her performance. She didn't think she was gonna beat Vivian even once, so already she's feeling a sense of accomplishment. And no matter how this fight goes, she's gonna be happy with the outcome as long as she, focuses and does the here and now. She, even the match being the way it is, still feels like the underdog because she just, as a fighter, you can tell when somebody's super talented. And she know that Vivian is. So she's gonna work really hard for this. And she knows she needs to be a game. We have no room for mistakes right now.
Yep. If the real world was RNG. All right. So the bell rings, bringing you into the match as she kind of steps around and then tries to kind of move forward again. And as a striker, she is trying to make the first move here. So she is coming in with a couple of quick jabs, and then she will follow that with a knee if she's successful. Let's see what happens. I'm rolling.
Ooh, okay. So, and Perunyia would actually expected her after having won the last fight. Perunyia knows that Vivian's going to change tactics, and because she was on the defense last time, Perunyia's putting her money, and then she goes on the offensive this time. And sure enough, she does. And so as she steps to the side, Perunyia's playing the defense and now watching the moment where she goes to strike so she can just turn just slightly out of the way and hit back quickly with a very quick punch to the rib.
Yeah, and you get it and score the first point. And the crowd is just, there's actually a kind of like a hush, like, ooh. And then there's like silence, and everyone is really intent in seeing how this fight goes as the second round approaches and you move back into the fight. Again, she is fully on the offense this time. One of the key things about the fighting style that she teaches, there's a lot of ground movement and stuff, but there's also one of the mainstays is that the quicker you take out your opponent, the less likely you are to get stabbed in the face with their knife. And so that is like the side of the battling style that she is working on right now. And so she is going to roll. Man.
I'm going to roll this, but I think I'm going to need a nat 20 to beat it. Let's see where we're at. Oh, yeah. We will be using the nat 20, Danny.
All right. The nat 20 will not just beat it. The nat 20 gets you a 34.
Yes, which is much better, though, than the 16 that I just rolled.
And where is that nat 20 coming from? That is
this one, Mama Bird. Thank you very much. This is that second one.
That's 2 from Mama Bird. If you win this, it's all Mama Bird.
I have a sponsor. I love this for me.
Yes. You have a sponsor. All right. Yeah, so that puts you at 2-1. You could sweep this potentially.
Yeah, well, I mean, odds are that won't happen. But the way that this one went, it was a very quick one. So we went basically past each other with the rib shot and the punch, and now we turn back. And as she goes in for the strikes, she is wicked fast. And so there's 2 to the head and a sweep below. As she goes to sweep, I've turned around and she gets tripped up between where she's sweeping and where my foot actually is at. So she sweeps a foot that is not there and just gets tripped up, which is just enough for me to come behind her with a quick punch to the back of the head. Of course, not full speed. It's more of I've got the drop on her, as the judges will score the point, but not full speed because I'm not trying to really hurt her.
Right. Quick strikes, and you score the point. You bring it back to your respective sides, and there is from the crowd absolute silence as you begin to circle each other for this potentially final round of attacks.
Okay. We're circling. We are both taking the measure of each other. We're both breathing hard. Feeling a little bit like Perunyia has the advantage because she didn't just do the 3rd fight in a row the way Vivian has. And as she moves in, that is a nat 1.
That is unfortunate.
That's going to be embarrassing as whatever happens next to this, Danny, because I will not be sweeping this match.
All right. Yeah. In this case, even like pulling out the nat 20 wouldn't have been enough.
No.
As you move forward, what ends up happening, because there's been 2 fights previous to this on this floor, you actually, as you both kind of come in and she moves into with a flurry of strikes, you manage to put aside a couple of them, but then your foot actually slips a little bit on sweat that is on the floor, and that throws you off balance just enough that she actually manages to get a strike in just kind of right under your rib cage on the left side, and the point is scored for her. 2-1.
Yeah, looks a little sheepish as she rights herself and shakes herself off, and really hopes that the crowd thought that was just like a bad foot placement and not Perunyia slipping, which it obviously was.
Yeah, I mean, bad foot placement, worse than slipping. Slipping, like, the floor is...
In Perunyia's mind, slipping is worse.
All right, and it gets brought in. We get brought in for the next volley here.
All right, here we go. And as we square up with each other, let's let the dice tell their story. As we square up to each other, Perunyia goes in and is going for the speed to go back on the offensive. But Vivian had the same idea. So Danny, do you want to say what happened? Is they both go in full speed?
They both go in full speed, and as Perunyia kind of comes in with a very strong overhand punch, kind of just like a full, like not a jab, but like fully back with all of her power behind it, trying to maybe push through any defenses Vivian may throw up. She manages to kind of duck and spin under it, and just throws another right, sort of like a low right hook into Perunyia's side, enough to get that score. And now
Perunyia spins around, rights herself, shakes it off, centers herself.
Now, this, even if she wins this one, this doesn't end the tournament, because this is a double elimination, and so Perunyia has to lose 2 of these. But
just win 1.
But just winning, you have another copper gift from Riapel.
And I see one from Isabeth as well. Thank you.
Yeah,
Let's see. And remember, guys, if Danny and I both have a nat 20, Vivian is better from her stats by 4. So there's no guarantees, even with a nat 20, that Perunyia will win this one. But we will try.
All right.
And for the marbles, I will switch that out to my nat 20, please, from Isabitz.
Oh, I rolled that. It's actually a 34. With your nat 20, it ties.
Okay, all right, guys. See, we're still in this.
So that's a nat 20 from who?
That one was from Isabitz. And I still have a couple
Oh my
more.
goodness. Vort just gave you a copper gift. And Mama Bird gave you another. And Sin gives you one. Oh my goodness. All
Stop
right.
making all your characters OP, Danny.
They're not just
to
characters.
help me.
This is like
It's a good channel.
the BB. This is the BBEG of like the entire fighting world. All right. So you now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nat 20s banked, just so you know.
I wish that would guarantee this win, and that still doesn't, and that's the hard part.
All right. But we're doing, so that was a tie. Now it's,
that was a tie.
Go ahead and roll again.
All right, I'm gonna roll. I switch it out for my nat 20.
Oh, I also switch out for a nat 20.
Yep.
I will take. Yeah, I would have been okay like if I had rolled anything higher than a 10, but I think rolling less than a 10.
Yeah, you know what? That's okay. Vivian's very good. Let's describe what happens for our audience here. So, Perunyia this time, she's gonna go in with something that did well for the first fight with Vivian. And so that is going past her to turn around to kick for the kidney shot. And so she goes past. But trying the same move on Vivian Tarhel is not something one should do. And what happens, Danny?
Oh, she really just, in this particular case, she faints in that one. Like you thought you had her like dead to rights, but she actually manages to just kind of just spin to the right and get behind you. And as you are trying to recenter and face her, she does manage to just land a very soft but a point scoring strike, giving her this match. Oh my goodness. No, not the big bad evil, but equivalent.
No, she's a wonderful person, okay? She's just in the Battle of the Brawn against me.
Yes.
Okay, so Perunyia, and I'm sure everyone is cheering because she is the local favorite to win. Takes a deep bow to Vivian, acknowledging that, yep, you got me dead to rights. Yeah. But then raises an eyebrow because this ain't over yet.
It's not over. The level 2 hype train is on its way. All right. So with that, they just move right into it. So your points are cleared from the tallies, and it is back to 0 and 0. Go ahead. As you square up, the bell rings to bring you in.
That's right. So they don't have us do the like shaking hands or anything else. They kind of like just like go right back into it. And so the ref's like, together. We both go in a little bit more cautious this time, and Prunyia's not sure, but she feels like there is a half smile on Vivian's face. You couldn't tell just by looking at her. She looks very stoic, but Perunyia feels like she has a bit of a smile on her face. And that's all right. Perunyia's been in worse things that were to the death, and this is not to the death. So really, this is all good news at the end of the day. So she's going to dig deep, and she's actually going to try a move that she has only witnessed once in the pits before, and that was something that her brother has done. So she's going to go in up top, and she's actually going to drop down into a spin, and so her heel is going to come out and work to trip her while she's pushing with the other hand. So it looks like it's going high and it's very low and sweeping the leg. So let's see how that goes. And I will switch it out for a nat 20 before I start.
Okay, so you do switch that out for the nat 20. Unfortunately, that just doesn't cover it, so that I'll burn Sin's nat 20 there.
Okay.
As she almost falls for it, but then sees the feint for what it is and actually jumps over the low attack. And as she is returning to the ground, just kind of lashes out with that foot. This is Street Fighter, y'all. And manages to score that first point.
All right. It is feeling a little bit more Street Fighter, actually, which feels like should play to Perunyia's advantage because she was Street Fighter, technically a Mind Fighter, before all of this. So we're gonna go and lean into that with my own nat 20.
With your own rolled nat 20.
With my own rolled nat 20.
How am I supposed to win any of this stuff when the players roll 70 million nat 20s?
Okay, you rolled a couple earlier, all right, too. So.
All right, I don't think I've rolled a nat 20. Maybe I rolled one.
You did. Versus Flint.
I give myself inspiration and roll that again. No, I don't. I'm just kidding. You take that point. Go ahead. How does this go?
Because we said we went a little bit more Street Fighter. Perunyia actually goes in for an absolute just tackle. And as she gets her down there is just quick punch and up. And she jumps quickly back up because this fight is happening so quickly. It's time to score the point and get right to the next one.
Yeah, and she's like except Perunyia is like a big and brawny, and so like with just it being a full outright tackle like this, Vivian can't. There's nowhere for her to even go in this particular. She like outplays herself in her head and doesn't actually move in any direction. And as you score the point, you see her. She kind of nods in agreement, like as if to say, "Yep, you got that one. Let's get back into it." As she steps up and squares off again for the next roll, 1 and 1.
And we both, I think, very quickly go back at it. And I'm going to switch it out for a nat 20, which is still not going to be enough, but I'm switching it out anyway for the drama of it all, folks, because we are at this point both in full offensive mode, which means as Perunyia comes in, very much now switching to a drop kick style. This is getting a little bit WWE, folks. Tell us what happens, Danny, as she counters.
She actually sidesteps the drop kick, and as you're still in the air, just kind of grabs you around your waist and spins you off center and lets go so that you just kind of sprawl down to the ground. Like normally you would have a controlled descent on your drop kick, but she just kind of throws you off completely. And you get sent sprawling to the ground from that. And she scores that point. It is 2-1. If she scores another point, she takes the championship, but it is definitely still anyone's match.
Okay.
With all the 20s you still have racked up.
Yeah, it's still not helping me out as I'm 1 point down. Danny, thank you though for pointing that out. So that ball a little bit knocked the wind out of Perunyia. She gets up quick though, shakes it off, and she's gonna try to be smarter about the way she goes in on this one. And so she goes back into a circle format. So now we're circling. And she's gonna go in and she's gonna work to do go to the right, and then she's gonna look like she's going to the left, but goes fully to the right. And let's see if she lands this elbow and knee strike. And that's a nat 20. I switch out. I probably didn't need to, but I did not wait for the dice.
All right. So with that, Everybody's just throwing them in there. You get that, and yeah, full offense mode. She manages to step into your strike. It's hard to say if she is fooled by the feint, but regardless, you sweep her up in that attack and manage to score that point, bringing it even 2-2. The crowd is, their minds are boggled. They don't know what to say or do. There's some murmuring going on as we come into this, the last possible point
I hate this.
that can be made.
I'm not stressed.
For this, because I feel that I can't use one of my nat 20s for this.
You're gonna say I can't either?
And so you also. However, you may use your advantage that you have stacked up. I do not have one of those. So.
All right, let's roll it and let's see if I need that inspiration for a reroll. All right. For all the marbles, the last one, we were going in circles, and got the tangled up. This time we are in really close. So Perunyia is actually going to step past Vivian, turn around, and go with the crowd favorite spinning jump sidekick.
Spinning jump sidekick.
Oh,
and 18 is really good. Are you going to? You could roll with advantage because you do just take the better in case you want to get a 19.
I mean, we gotta roll it. All right.
Oh wow, that was pretty good too. Okay. So, will I be able to beat a 32 on a straight roll with a bonus of 18? Find out next week when we. Nah, I'm just kidding. Here we go. Ready and.
Oh, no.
What is that?
Come on. No.
Holy shit. All right. So.
All right.
Unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I, for one, did not care for that.
How much point to give her disadvantage?
We should have waited till next week.
Sorry, you're muted. So your yelling didn't go for it.
$50 in chat right now for disadvantage.
No. Okay.
Hey, the dice have to tell their story, y'all.
So, Perunyia, you come in with this attack, and Vivian barely manages to duck under it. And she actually moves forward, and as you kind of cross over, you look back, and she gets back into a stance, and then she just does a I don't know how you would what you would call this. It's a side kick where she's in like a horse stance, but side like side to you, and she brings her back foot forward and then balances on that as she lashes out with her other foot and kind of kicks you just as you're landing, just as you bring your feet under, so that throws you like off balance and pushes you to the side, and she gets scored that point. The tension in the room breaks as like everyone in the room, either there's like a whole contingent of folks cheering, there's like everyone else is talking about everything that they just saw as the announcer is trying to speak over the din. It's hard to make out what he's saying for those who are farther from the ring, but those who are close, and Perunyia and Vivian can both hear. In an amazing match, first time in history, coming down to the last final point, Vivian manages to retain her title as the champion of the Battle of the Brawl. And as he continues on, Vivian makes sure that you're good as she comes up. That was an amazing performance.
Perunyia, just huge grin. Wonderful fight. Oh my goodness. That was highlight of my month, of my year. Amazing job. Congratulations.
And you are how old?
I'm 20. 20.
You are not even at your prime. You have nowhere to go but up.
Thank you, ma'am. And I salute because she is a colonel.
She nods and she returns the salute, even though it's odd because you're not you're not even in the military or anything like. But
that's what non-military people do, right, Danny? They don't know how to do this thing.
Yeah, they don't know.
Like,
They're just like, I guess I'm supposed to salute you, but she returns it, and there's a lot of cheering, a lot of discussion. Phoebe has come out and she's gushing. She's trying to show you like her notebook where she was writing like the play-by-play, and you're feeling pretty good. In the back of your head, there's like this thing where, you didn't win the big prize money, but like that was always kind of.
That was a long shot.
Even secondary to you, like that was, like it was important for somebody, but for you, like the experience is worth more than all the money in the world.
I do realize I will probably have to put my own money into Shayloon's hat now, though.
Yes. And with that, we end. Oh boy. Yeah, with that, we end the Einaland 34-16 Battle of the Bronze.
Thank you, chat. We really gave it a good shot.
And the underdog took it all the way to the end, and on the dice said the thing, and with that,
a thrilling conclusion.
A thrilling conclusion. And with that, we will see everybody back again next week, like clockwork. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
I'm not waving.